I'm making a comic book and I have no idea where to start. So I'm going to bring you all along with me on this journey all the way up to release. So I hope you guys like it. And in this video, we're going to be just talking about what the comic book is going to be and the characters that are within this story that I've thought of and kind of what has inspired all of this. Just everything that I currently have about the comic book I'm going to be writing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you subscribe. All right, so this story is going to follow a brother and a sister who are Force sensitive, but they are not Jedi and they are not Sith. They were just orphans on Coruscant. They were very, very young during the Clone War, and right at the end of the Clone War, they were probably around 10 or 11 years old, I would guess. So after Order 66, what a lot of people don't know, that in canon, Palpatine actually rounded up all of the Jedi lightsabers and melted them down in front of everyone for symbolism and to make a point. So I really want to start from there. And these two children, the boy's name is Ozzy and the girl's name is Kaz. These characters are based off of myself and a little bit of my wife, I would say. So for me, Ozzy, the boy, he, how do I describe Ozzy? Ozzy is very much action and think later. We can deal with the consequences afterwards. Kaz very much like, we need to think about this first, and we need to study things before we just jump into it. So very different personalities. They've both grown up on Coruscant and like lower level Coruscant as orphans. So they're not technically brother and sister, but they view themselves as brother and sister. But I think what I'm going to do with this is have them sneak into the temple as Palpatine is sending out his minions to round up all these lightsabers. They're going to be putting them in a single location, all these lightsabers, so they can roll them out to the public and melt them down. So these two characters, Ozzy and Kaz, are gonna sneak into the Jedi Temple and actually steal a couple lightsabers. And then obviously things are gonna go from there, and they're gonna grow up a little bit, and it's gonna be about these two adults who are essentially on this remote planet. They find themselves on a remote planet, and they're both Force sensitive, but they were never raised by Jedi nor Sith. And it's just really this interesting dynamic that I've never really seen done in Star Wars before, where they don't know what they're doing. They're Force sensitive, they know that much, and they know the Jedi who they looked up to were Force sensitive. That's why they wanted to steal the lightsabers, because they looked up to the Jedi as heroes, because they were young during the Clone Wars. So in stealing these lightsabers, they get chased off world, obviously, and they just find themselves beyond the Outer Rim on this random planet that I've yet to name. Just kind of still working through that process, but it's gonna be really interesting because I've never seen it done. So they're going to stumble upon like some ancient, like maybe Old Republic or High Republic era technology, or holocrons. So Sith and Jedi holocrons in this temple that's been abandoned for however many years, hundreds, maybe thousands of years. So then they're going to be messing with those holocrons, and then it's going to go from there, and we'll see what happens. I already have an idea of where things are going, but I don't want to reveal too much to you guys. But what we really need to do is figure out how I can turn this film script that I wrote for this, because it was originally going to be a fan film. For those of you that have followed me for a really long time on TikTok, about this time last year, I made a video talking about my fan film that I eventually want to make, and just happens that I don't have the time or resources to actually film it. So I'm turning to a comic book for you guys. It's going to be free whenever it does release, and I hope you guys enjoy this whole process. So this is like my brainstorming video right now. Just kind of giving you some insight into what this film is, or not this film, but this comic book is going to be eventually. I think it's going to be one run, one issue, just a longer issue. I think I have, let me see. Yeah, I've got like 11 pages of script for a movie, and it's not finished yet because I don't know how I want it to end yet. But just know there are going to be some twists, some turns. It's gonna be really, really interesting. Yeah, I'm excited for you guys to know this story and to hear it. And then obviously I want some honest feedback, because I don't intend for this comic to be the last one I ever write, because I love comic books so much, and I would love to start writing more, maybe even make up my own character one day. But this is very much a fan comic based in the Star Wars universe. I won't be making any money off of it. All of it's coming out of my own pocket. I'm going to be paying artists out of my own pocket, and I will charge absolutely nothing for you all to read this comic book. And hopefully one day maybe even get some like physical prints of the comic to send to you all. Just have to figure out the logistics of that, but I'm pretty excited for this. The title of it is going to be called Sensitive, because it just follows these two characters that are sensitive. I'm pretty excited about it. If you've made it this far into the video, I would love to reward you. So here is the first little bit of this comic book that I have planned. I'll show you and I'll read it to you as these characters. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. All right, here we go. So we're going to start out with this, the title. I need to make this into comic because this will be changing. So definitely give me some feedback on this first little bit. This will probably be like the first 2-3 pages of the comic, maybe up to 5 or 6 pages of the comic. But yeah, so this first scene is set on Coruscant directly after Order 66. Kaz and Nazi are sneaking into the facility where the lightsabers are gathered. While they're arguing over who gets a particular one, guards hear them and begin chasing them. The pair grab a lightsaber each and begin running until they find a cargo ship to hide on. The ship takes off and the two are on their way to a planet they do not know. So this is kind of how that scene's going to unfold. This is Kaz. We really shouldn't be doing this. What if we get caught? Nazi. Come on, Kaz. Don't be a scaredy cat. So the two sneak into the facility and see all those lightsabers. Kaz looks amazed as he gives Kaz a little bump. I told you. Come on. The two approach a pile of lightsabers. Kaz. I can't believe these are actual lightsabers used by Jedi. Ozzy. Well, you better believe it. Come on. We need to pick our own so we can get out of here. So guards then enter this area that they're in. The guards are talking about the Jedi, clones, lightsabers. Ozzy gestures to Kaz to be quiet. Ozzy says, shh. So the first guard says these lightsabers seem pretty useless against blasters. The second guard says, no way. The Jedi could move and think faster than the blaster bolt itself. You wouldn't stand a chance. And guard 1 says, well, I could use a sniper to take one out. They wouldn't even see it coming. The second guard says, you don't think the droids tried that during the Clone War? So their voices fade as they're walking through, doing their security checks. And then Kaz picks up a lightsaber. Hey, I want that one, as he says. Kaz says, no, I found it first. The two begin to wrestle over this lightsaber and knock over some objects around them, maybe some boxes, ammo crates, I don't know. The guards turn and see the children. They yell, hey! Kaz and Nazi grab a lightsaber each and they make a run for it. The chase leads them to a ship where they hide. The guards run past them and the ship closes its hatch, trapping the children inside, and it begins to take off. Kaz says, what's happening? As he says, this is not good. Kaz says, shh, the last thing we need is for the crew to find us in the middle of space. So they move closer together, they hunker down, and that's going to be the first probably couple pages of the comic. So if you made this far in the video and you did enjoy this, please let me know. Is there anything else that I need to add to this beginning scene? Because this is just the intro to these characters and kind of what's going on. From there, there's going to be a time jump to where they're a little bit older, probably like I would say around my age, 20 to 25 years old, in that area. And then the story's going to go from there. But I hope you all enjoyed that little sneak peek into the comic. That's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please subscribe and follow along with this process of making a comic book. This is kind of like the brainstorm session. Obviously, I have a little bit of a script written, but that was a long time ago, and I will probably change some things as I try to figure out how to write a comic script versus like a film script. Maybe they're pretty similar, I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do a lot of research. I'm gonna bring you guys along with me on this little journey I'm going on here to write my very first comic book, and I'm gonna release it to you all for free at the very end of this series. No idea how long it's gonna be, no idea how long it's gonna take, but I'm really excited for you all to hear this story, and definitely let me know what you think down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, drop a like, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.